Hey, welcome Leo to February of 2024, where significant love and business relationships are going to take heavy duty center stage in your life. And you may also be up for a little bit of healing energy in your spiritual belief and faith in life, as well as maybe some openings for foreign shore travel and adventure coming through the month of February 2024. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're one of my regulars, welcome back. I am Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac. I have a love of the fixed stars and minor asteroids, and you get a lot of minor asteroid content during my monthly content, which I put out 25 to 30 videos every single month. If you're new to my channel and you haven't tried me out, please give me a try and see what you think about this kind of content that's extremely regular. Also, I have a few things in my description box to alert you to. You may be able to catch the January 31st last day of the all signs sale, 2024 videos, all signs, 90 minutes each. That bundle is on sale until February the 1st. And also, you might want to check out other stuff below, my Patreon community, my waitlist for readings, and more. That's all under the description box, the more button. Just click it. And let's get rolling. So, hey, guess what, Leo? This is a month in which you're going to have what I'm calling the Pluto party. The Pluto party in your seventh house of significant long-term committed love relationships. And this is going to put your focus heavily, heavily on matters to do with that person that you may be with, or if you're not with somebody, you might just meet your person in the month of February. Sort of think of it like you're more preoccupied this month with your clients, your audience, your marketplace, your significant partner, or the quest to find a significant love partner. And all of this is possible. The other thing I want to mention in a broad brushstroke about the month ahead is that it does include a long-term loose energetic. This started about the third week of January, continues to the middle of February. I have a flow between the planet Saturn and Jupiter, but it doesn't quite what we call perfect. So it's good, but not great. But I will let you know that this flow between Saturn in Pisces and Jupiter in Taurus, which is very, very lovely, but as I said, it's not an actual connection. It brings you some of the following positive themes throughout the first 2 weeks of the month of February. One, career success as it involves your finances and the organization of your long-term financial strategies. Like, in other words, how you arrange your taxes, how you work on your loans, your bank loans, your mortgages. This kind of stuff is very strong for you during the month of February. And you might feel you even knew some of that to be true in the last week of January. Now let's get going and break down the whole of the story. And let's start off by saying the way I like to do this video today and all these videos for the month of February is I'm going to talk about the movement of Mercury, Venus, and Mars into different signs. And then I'm going to talk about the breakdown of the chronological order of events this month. So that's the order that we're going to go in. And so stay tuned for that. And we're about here together for about 20 minutes on average. So settle in. Number one, when we look at the sky and we look at you as a Leo rising, the first thing I want to note is that Mercury will be moving. Leo rising, sun and moon. You can listen for all three. Sun is career and purpose. Moon, mother figures, home, safety, body. Sun, father figures, career and purpose. The rising sign, everything about you. We're using whole sign houses. Don't get mixed up with your Placidus system. All astrologers on YouTube are delineating in a way that we assume we're using a whole sign house system. So Mercury moving through the signs of, okay, Capricorn, Aquarius, he's a really busy little guy, is going to tell you a few stories. Let's go and let's break those stories down and talk about what it might mean for you. And Mercury, first of all, Mercury will be finishing his journey through Capricorn. And when he's in Capricorn, he is looking at himself through the lens of money, commerce, and financial strategy. He happens to be, while he's in the sign of Capricorn, very much connected in your chart, okay, to your work and livelihood stories. And this Mercury and Capricorn narrative that began in January, when you first felt him there, is asking you to really pay more attention, not only to how you do the work you do and where the money may come from doing the work you're doing, but also things that you might encounter regarding your health. And that is true with Mercury in this place, in the sky, all the way through to February the 5th. So basically, we're talking about the first 5 days of February. You have some of those mercurial concerns around work routines, work structures. You might be looking at your pay structures, wanting to change your pay structures, things like that. Then we move forward into the next story, which is Mercury moving. Mercury moving into the sign of Aquarius, where he's going to travel from the February 5th timeframe to the 22nd of February, a good chunk of the month. And that is your significant love relationship house. It's also the house where you have business partners, you reach out to your audience in your marketplace. And it also involves the word legal contracts and agreements and vows, such as marriage, but also anything documented, sign on the dotted line. And when Mercury's here, this can be very auspicious for great communications with significant people in your life, a time of greater conversation, communication is activated, whether you're emailing, phone calling, writing, or one-on-one. But also this can be connected very much to the fact that with Pluto here in Aquarius, right, where he's going to be through all the way to the fall, he just got into that part of your sky, that Mercury Pluto is incredibly powerful energy. And this may apply not to you personally, right? Not to you personally, but rather to your significant other, especially with the sun in Aquarius through to about the 19th, 20th of February. It kind of feels to me like February 5th to February 20th, Mercury, Sun, and Pluto in the house of significant other is something going on for somebody you're with, like your marriage or business partner or significant client. There's something very powerful happening in their life. For example, they might get a new career path, some good news about some kind of purpose and career story that brings them a greater sense of wealth and power. Don't forget, the seventh house is not really about you, right? So this is about someone else in your life. Now, with the sun here, Mercury, and Pluto in the setting place, yes, you may hear of a solar figure, father figure passing, okay, during this time. Yes, passing as in dying. Just want to point out a possibility. All right, just sharing that with you. Now, February 22nd, he's finishing up in Aquarius, and then Mercury moves on the 23rd of February into the sign of Pisces. Now, this is your chunky money house where you have investments in the stock market and where you're working to acquire money that you don't earn. And so this can be really a good time for mortgages, for refinancing a home, for paying down credit card debts, for some tax innovations, or also some money that you get just from a royalty income or passive income showing up for you between February 23rd and March the 9th. So that's going to increase the money that you have that you don't make in your life. When he's moving through the sign of Pisces, is encountering Lord Saturn, who's been there since last March. There's an attempt by the sky to stabilize your finances, right? So in 2023, 24, and 25, with Saturn in your 8th house, Mercury comes by once a year or so and suggests you're going to do a lot of thinking and communicating and ideating about how to create a longer term stability in your long range money, including your 401k, your tax shelters, your investment structures, property and real estate, etc. Let's talk Venus. Venus is on the move in the month of February. From January 23rd, back in January, to February 15th, she's trundling through the sign of, drum roll please, Capricorn. Now, Venus in Capricorn is very resourceful, and this is your natal 6th house, the 6th house of work. And you may have been finding yourself January 23rd to February 15th enjoying your work or finding pleasurable structures in your daily work. Maybe an ergonomic desk. Maybe you're getting along better with colleagues and coworkers. Maybe you could even have achieved a raise or a promotion during her travels through this part of the sky. So, and if you need or want one, right, because it started January 23rd, you still got to February 15th to ask for the raise, to ask for the promotion, to up level, especially given that she's in a broad trine to Uranus, which we'll be talking about a little bit later. And so you could have some unexpected financial gains through your work and career. Again, it can be raised, promotions, or just more financial goodness coming through your work and career space. It's also good for your health when Venus is here. She helps you find pleasurable and enjoyable ways to be more healthy, and she bonifies the house of sickness, making it far less likely that you will be ill during this time when she's traveling through the Capricorn zone. Again, the dates are through to February 15th. On February 16th, Venus will move forward into the sign of Aquarius. Now, that is again your marriage house. Remember, I mentioned a Pluto party? It's going to be February 16th to 19th that we have Venus, Mars, Mercury, Sun, and Pluto all piled up in a stellium in your 7th house of marriage. Certainly between the 16th and the 19th, legal contracts, agreements, marriage, business partners, and your outreach to an audience or marketplace are on the rise. This is going to be demanding a lot of a focus vocal attention from you. Don't think you can navel gaze. You won't be navel gazing between February 16th and 19th, but there may be also a lot going on with your significant other. And if you are single and this party is happening in your seventh house, especially with Venus there after February 16th to March 12th, Venus is in your seventh house. It's a really sweet time to meet somebody new. You're going to have the cosmic lovers there. You're going to have Pluto for depth of intimacy and power. A new relationship starting under that energy could be very, very life-changing for you. So if you're single and you want to go on a dating binge, February 16th, definitely to the 19th, very powerful time. But even longer, February 16th, all the way through to March 12th, an ideal time for dating. If you are looking at your partner, though, with Venus here, this is lucky for your partner. And February 16th to March 12th, it can definitely look like they're having a glow up in their life, whether it's a new job, just a feel good vibe. They're more friendly and sweet towards you. That's a lovely time for you. Finally, powerful women and powerful men as clients, allies, or business partners will show up during this transit. So you're going to draw in much more powerful people. In terms of powerful women, we're talking about February 16th to March 12th. In terms of powerful men, we're talking about February 13th to March 23rd. Now let's talk Mars. Mars is moving on the go here. He's been in Capricorn from January 3rd and will be there until February 13th. This is where he did his Mars rising at 27th of January at 17 Capricorn. It's going to change your life over the next 2 years. And bottom line, Virgo, the work you do in the world and your health matters and animals and pets and rental situations are all on the increase, all changing in a super powered way for the better. This is where you probably want to listen to my Mars rising video that has come out just before you receive these videos, because you can deep dive into how your life will change for 2 years in a way you haven't seen since 1977 to 79. So it's very rare and very powerful and very positive. Now, next of all, Mars in Capricorn, yes, until February 13th, is saying something along the lines of be ambitious and driven. He's in the house of his joy, your sixth house, ambitious and driven and passionate and directional and purposeful around your work. But I will also be saying, be careful for overdoing it. You could burn out and become a little bit of a workaholic or a fried burnout in your work if you're not careful. So watch for that possibility in the first 2 weeks of February. And it began all the way back in January 3rd. Now, when we move into the next narrative, and pets, sorry. Yes, January 3rd to February 13th, Mars here can cause inflammation or difficulty with a pet, and in your health, potentially inflammation to do with your knees, okay? Now we move into the next story, and we're going to talk about Mars moving into your significant relationship house. That's the Aquarius zone of your sky. He'll be there from February 13th to March the 23rd. Those traveling times of Mars there can make your partner in love combative or difficult. They may be very sword-bearing and they may be arguing with you, or they may be very grumpy or very bitchy, whichever you like. It's just like your partner's got the Mars energy going if you're already in a love relationship. If a love relationship is not doing well, every 2 years, Mars will come through your seventh house and potentially sever, cut, or end that relationship. So wobbly love relationships can come to a severing or ending anytime between February 13th and March 23rd. He only cuts the gangrene deadwood, he's doing his best to get rid of what is no longer good for you. So keep that in mind as well. It is going to be a time in which your grumpy or combative partner may need you to just bear with them. They'll get over it, right? This could be just a time of feeling they've got a lot of grumpiness, but they're also getting a lot of luck and success because February 16th to March 12th, you have Venus in that part of your chart. Finally, in a long-term love relationship, starting in February 16th, you'll have Mars and Venus together in your seventh house. It's great for really having a lot of connection, some sizzling energy, some cosmic lovers going on as you relate to a significant long-term love relationship partner. All right, so that's the outside picture. Let's go into the chronological order of the month ahead. Let me just cue my notes. I'm so old school, I actually write this stuff on paper and then I go through it individually. Here we go. So we're going to chronological now. All righty. On February 7th to the 8th, Venus is going to flow to Uranus, bringing happy surprises in love and money. This is Venus in Capricorn, which is your work house. flowing to Uranus in your career house. I would say a lot of you around the 7th and 8th of February are going to get a super glow up. Something really positive is trying to happen with your money. Something really positive is trying to happen with your work. And it's going to feel exciting but unexpected. Expect the unexpected. Career success, work success coming through at that time. Next, I also want to draw your attention to February the 8th and 9th. And that's when Mars, moving through Capricorn, now visible, flows to Neptune in your chunky money house. Now, you could have a little bit of an exciting, positive new development here. There is a sense that it could look like, oh my goodness, my taxes aren't so bad after all, or oh my gosh, I'm going to have some benefit from my work, like a health benefit or a work benefit that you didn't expect. Or your main squeezer partner is going to have those benefits showing up in their life. And it looks like a nice little sweet spot of some kind of ray of positive developments from all the hard work you're doing and benefiting you in a very passive way financially. Like again, unearned income is what we're talking about. Royalty income, tax rebates, insurance payouts, health benefits from your work, vacation benefits. These kinds of things look like they're showing up on the 8th and 9th of the month. On February the 10th, you don't want to bracket that a day or two on either side, Mercury squares off with Jupiter from his perch in your 7th house of marriage, your Aquarian spot. Well, this can look like a conflict perhaps, or bad news or difficult information coming through from a significant business love partner, or even a client or customer. It might have some troll qualities to it because we have Pluto there, something like really some difficult words, speech, or communication from some significant person. And it's squaring some of your optimism and faith and hope and excitement about the career and workspace that you're in. So just a temporary glitch there, but it looks like a bit of a challenge in the communications front and may dampen rain on your excitement parade because, hey, come on, Leo, Jupiter in your 10th house all the way through until the end of May, basically, you're doing really well in your career. He's direct, he's unencumbered, and he's showing you how powerful you can be in your career through to the end of May. So run with that. February 13th, Venus sextiles Neptune. Now, Venus is in your work house. Neptune is in your chunky money house. We're talking about the same idea of Mars in the sextile to Neptune. Some positive financial developments through your work or connected to abilities to pay off a debt or a credit card or refinance a property. Any of those matters is possible. You may also even find that there's something good happening in the work situation that really you didn't see coming, and you get this sort of, a bonus, an advance, some kind of chunk of financial goodness from the work you're doing in the world. When we move into February 13th through to the 15th, Mars and Pluto conjunct. Oh my God, intense willpower, drive, ambition, a sense of dominating energy going on in your marriage house. Now, it can be your partner is powering up and they're getting some kind of incredible goodness happening. Don't forget, Venus is about to enter here shortly after, like a new job, like a raise, like a promotion, like they are like literally doing something that looks really good on them. So Mars conjunct Pluto in the house of other people, right? Could also bring you a powerful male figure into your world as a customer or client. That's possible. Mars Pluto here, though, with the sun is there until the 19th. As I said, Mars Pluto Sun can be the death of a father figure sometime around the 13th to the 19th of February. Hearing about that patriarchal figure, father figure, solar figure, maybe not doing so well, maybe passing. So some of you will experience that, unfortunately. Alrighty, then on February the 20th to the 23rd, Venus will come into contact with Mars in a conjunction. And this is sizzling friggin' hot cosmic lovers. Now, it can be that you are going to be just having a really good time in romantic love. You and some significant person in your life, not likely a first date, not in the 7th house. Someone you already know, and boy, is it hot. And are you guys passionate, tangoing away in the house of significant love? On the other hand, this is like Venus love and Mars hate, right? Venus unites, Mars separates. And there could be some kind of conflict going on. Conjunctions can be hard energy that your partner is in love and business is having. They're like, should I stay or should I go? Basically. Or the other energy would be, I love you and I hate you. A lot of intensity, especially with Pluto there, going on in those love relationship energies on the 20th to the 23rd of February. On February 26th to the 28th, Mars will square Jupiter, and that energy is going to be difficult. There's no two ways about it. Mars is in Aquarius. That's your gnarly partner in love or business with a sword in their hand, having a really challenging directional focus on you, especially with Mercury there, like harsh words, harsh conversations, and what you're doing in your purpose and career path. They may object to your success. They may be demanding something from you, but you have been focused in the work and career space and the amazing growth and success you're trying to have there. And you've got this harsh words energy from somebody significant to you on the 26th to the 28th. Then on February the 28th, Mercury goes into the heart of the sun, will join with Saturn at 9 degrees of Pisces in your chunky money house. Well, Leo, that can look like a huge reset button in the way you deal with that investment money, stock market money, loans, financing, mortgages, things to do with your long range plans financially, things to do with money you share with others through inheritance or separation and marriage. This is a Cazimi sextiling Jupiter. It's lucky and it's positive. Check out my Cazimi webinar. It's free in the description box below. Please come. It's going to impact you in a new beginning in the long-term money strategies of your life, not your paycheck, not your earnings, your longer money, your retirement money, etc., and how you feel and approach your reality through the 10th house of your career and reputation. It looks to me like you're going to uplift in a new beginning financially through changes and new ideas and downloads on how to handle your career and 8th house monies. 8th house is retirement money, right? Maybe it's a positive opportunity to step out of the work you're doing. Maybe it's some kind of new a severance package, a sign-on bonus for a new job, where you're handed a chunk of money. Again, that's around February 28th, but add about 6 weeks. It's a Cazimi and it unfolds over time. Alrighty. Well, thank you for listening, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I hope that was a useful. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you one thing. I do apologize. On February 19th, there's going to be a conjoining of Chiron and the North Node in Aries in your 9th house. I don't know. I think the last time this happened was in the 1940s. It's very important for you to pay attention to this because it's going to heal a wound around spiritual belief and faith. If you dumped the church, you never got down with religion, you're having a hard time finding the meaning of your life, you're going to heal it. If you have a wound around higher education, you didn't study what you wanted, you didn't get the job you wanted, or a wound around book publishing, or a wound around finding meaningful purpose in life, this is trying to deeply heal, deeply reinvent itself for you around that February 19th conjunction of Chiron and the North Node. And you might want to look to that about 2 weeks before and after for that theme beginning to unfold in your life. And lastly, you may have felt like maybe there's a lack of connection to a father figure, or there's a wound in that connection. And possibly because Chiron North Node are coming together February the 19th, and they will be connecting to a kind of solar energy that has just passage through your 7th house in a sextile. Father figure issues can be healed for you if you have any of those to unwind in your life around the 19th of February. Give a week before and a week after. Thanks for listening, Leo. You have been hopefully charmed and enchanted enough to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications if you are new to my channel. Reminding you that my Patreon community is getting this on January 24th. You're getting this much later. They get everything early access, ad-free, just for $5 a month. And if you sign up for my Patreon community before the end of January, I'm gifting you 3 free courses with me. So please check that out. Ciao, everybody, and have a wonderful February.